نحن النساء والأطفال أخذونا في المركبات من المدرسة إلى منطقة أخرى، وفي الطريق كانوا يقومون بإهانتنا، كانوا يلمسوننا بطريقة تخدش الحياة. نحن قاموا بأخذي إلى الموصل مع أكثر من 150 امرأة يزيدية أخرى، وفي بناية هناك كانت الآلاف من النساء اليزيديات والأطفال يتم أعطائهم كهدايا. عنصر من عناصرهم اقترب مني وقال يريد أن يأخذني، أجبرني أن ألبس من لا يحفظ جسدي. لم أكن قادرة على تحمل المزيد من الاغتصاب والتعذيب. قررت أن أهرب، ولكن أحد الحراس كان هناك ومسكني. في تلك الليلة قام بضربي وطلب مني أن أتخلى عن ملابسي ووضعني في الغرفة مع الحراس، وأستمر بارتكاب جرائمهم بجسدي حتى فقدت الوعي. بعد 3 أشهر من الخطف استطعت أخيراً الهروب. الآن أعيش في ألمانيا التي قبلت معالجتي مشكورة. لم أكن أعيش المعاناة لوحدي، كانت إنهاء داعش نهاية أبدية. أنا عشت الألم الذي سببوا لي، رأيت شرهم. يجب أن يتم جلب جميع مرتكبي جرائم الاتجار بالبشر والإبادة إلى العدالة، حتى تعيش المرأة والطفل بأمان في العراق، سوريا، نيجيريا، صوماليا وكل مكان في العالم. يجب أن تتوقف الآن هذه الجرائم ضد المرأة وضد حريتها، وشكرا لكم.
False atrocity stories would become a staple for nations in wartime throughout the 20th century. A recent example occurred prior to the First Gulf War.
While I was there, I saw the Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators. Took the incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor.
As it turns out, the massacre of babes never occurred. The young girl was actually a member of the Kuwaiti royal family and had been coached by the public relations firm Hill and Knowlton to give persuasive false testimony.
Kids in incubators, and they were thrown out of the incubators so that Kuwait could be systematically dismantled.
The attempt to engender hatred against Germans in support of the war effort was highly successful. But there was another, equally important aspect to the domestic propaganda campaign. If every adventure story needs a villain, it also needs a hero.
This is a song I made about when they was drafting the men. Uncle Sam say he travel east and travel west. Uncle Sam say he believe he know the best. Uncle Sam said, Uncle Sam said, Uncle Sam said, you got to bottle up and go. I'll travel the east.
Creel estimated that 72 million copies of 30 different booklets about American ideals were sent across the United States, with millions more sent abroad. In addition to influencing the minds of Europeans, the goal was to redefine for the home population the very concept of what it meant to be American. The new American would not interpret events from what Creel called a class or sectional standpoint, but rather as a unified collective. In this manner, the people could be herded into one white-hot mass instinct.
We begin tonight with a surprising development in the story of those swastikas painted on the door of a student at George Washington University. Good evening, I'm Doreen Gensler.
And I'm Jim Vance. Turns out the student was painting the hateful symbols herself. Jackie Benson is at the university now with more on this. Jackie?
Jim, these incidents, and there were several of them, caused a lot of concern here on the GW campus. Now, the FBI was called in to assist after swastikas kept appearing on a message board, similar to a dry erase board on the door of a female student, she is Jewish, who lived in Mitchell Hall. Now the university confirms that a hidden camera placed in the hallway confirmed the student who was the apparent victim did it herself. News 4 spoke to that young woman who asked not to be identified shortly after the hate-filled symbols began appearing on her door. Here's what she had to say at that time.
Who does such a thing?
I wish I knew. I wish I had any clue who this was, but university police, my house proctor, administrators, nobody can think of a motive of somebody who hates me that much.
Through the use of hidden cameras, interviews, and increased police patrols, we have concluded, and through a final interview today, investigators have concluded that the student who reported the incidents is responsible for the incidents.
Now, the university has confirmed that the student, who is a freshman, has admitted responsibility for the swastikas in Mitchell Hall. She faces student judicial action, and she could face possible criminal charges. But I get the feeling here at this point that the university just wants to see her get some help. This has been a very troubling incident for everyone here. Jim, back to you.
Jackie Benson. Thank you, Jackie.